Hi there, Ray Glasser once again, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And today is Sunday, the 16th of March of 2008. And this is my special one-year YouTube anniversary video. It was exactly a year ago today. Matter of fact, let's celebrate that year with a good old-fashioned radio jingle.
1 year ago today.
Thank you, Bill Drake. Anyway, it was a year ago today that I sat down in front of this Betamax console and introduced myself to the YouTube world, talking about my involvement with video, with computers and YouTube and everything else. And I thought I'd come back on camera a year later and kind of give you a closer look at both my video room and also show you how I exactly upload videos to YouTube. Thought it might be kind of interesting. So we're actually going to go through my video library and my video room and take a closer look at both. Okay, here we are again in front of my wall of Betamax tapes, and it was also here a year ago today that I began showing off this entire wall, which took over 30 years to build, and I thought I'd show you kind of a different view of the wall today, as well as how I actually color code and organize this collection. We are now handheld, looking at the library from kind of a different view. Here's a shot of the whole wall of tapes behind my video machines, behind the video rack. Looks like a library, but that's what it is, a library of videos. That's taken me about 32 years to collect. I began up here with tape number 1 way back in June of 1976. And right now I'm actually off the wall. I've actually outgrown this entire wall, and I'm now collecting on this wall with some tapes that aren't even labeled yet. And I think my highest number is 2504. Right over here. These aren't numbered and labeled yet, but you get the idea. So this is the whole wall behind all the video machines. Now back in the 1970s, when I began this adventure, the Dymo label maker was the labeling method of choice, and that's what I used. All the blue labels are TV shows, red labels are movies, and green labels are things that don't quite fall in either of those two categories, such as one-shot specials, cartoons, camera tapes, whatever. And so that's the three primary colors that I use, red, blue, and green. And I've kind of kept that up through the years. In the 1970s, I discovered that Dymo had been replaced by the Brother P-Touch. So we began going with that. Again, TV shows are in blue, red indicates movies, and I went to black instead of green for anything that didn't fit. So one-shot TV specials or camera tapes or whatever are now done in black. And then, of course, in the 1990s, well, computers took over everything, so now everything is being done on a computer. And I'm actually using Microsoft Word to print these labels up on my computer. And again, blue are TV shows, black are anything that doesn't fit, and movies are still in red. Even though most of my library is chronologically done, there are sections of it that are pretty much the same. For example, all these tapes are miscellaneous tapes. These are the odds and ends that I upload on YouTube. Station IDs, promos, old commercials, interviews, DVD extras that I might dub off, whatever. These are on miscellany tapes. And up here is actually a pretty exhaustive music collection. These are all in green. And these are all music videos and special shows about musical groups or what have you. And I'm kind of proud of these. I haven't watched these in ages. But I do collect old music videos. I wish I had VH1 Classic, but I don't. But nonetheless, I have a lot of old vintage music videos on these tapes. This wall is my VHS collection. The top shelf are store-bought VHS tapes with a lot of reflection from my skylight. It's actually a sunny day today in Cleveland, kind of rare. But these are all store-bought VHS tapes. These are tapes I made myself. These I actually got in the 90s when I was doing some trading on VHS. Very, very rare stuff here. I couldn't get it on beta since beta was kind of on its way out, so I had to get them on VHS. These are dubs from DVD, mostly on Super VHS, so the quality really isn't too bad on some of these. Up here is my small CD collection. One of my original dreams when I got my first Betamax was to have every Star Trek episode, of course from the original series, that's all we had in 1976, on video. And I've got that. These are all off DVD, one episode per tape on the real fast Beta 1 speed. And I haven't watched these in a long time. They're awfully dated now and all that, but something that I wanted to accomplish, and I did. Down here are some of the other series of Star Trek. Where are we? We have Next Generation, the animateds, right there. I have some Deep Space Nine tapes. Down here we have Voyager. I actually like the series quite a bit. And here are just some specials about Star Trek. And I even have a few tapes from the short-lived series Enterprise. Down here are some tapes that I made off the original Napster in the year 2000 when it was free. And I got my first DSL, went from dial-up to DSL and downloaded lots of songs from Napster, transferred them to Beta Hi-Fi, which is almost no loss of quality. I'm just going to hold off here and go on to part 2 and show you the other 2 walls of my video room, which I think you'll get a kick out of. So we'll be right back on part 2.